All right, today we're going to go over how to write an academic paragraph using the Schaffer Paragraph model. Some of you may be familiar with this, and some of you may be familiar with another type, and that's okay. This version is just kind of an easy to explain one you can use anywhere. So anyway, when using the Schaffer style, it is a formal paragraph, and it is a rigid structure that is easy to follow. It's a good base for beginning. Obviously, when you get further into academia, you are going to vary a little bit more, but this was created by Jane Schaffer in San Diego, and typically when you use a Schaffer paragraph, you only refer to pronouns and stuff in the third person. So here are the key terms, and if you notice they're color-coded, I do teach this in high school, and this is a way that we kind of make it easier for students to be able to visualize their paragraph. So in blue, we have the topic sentence, TS. It's the first sentence, and it tells the point or the topic of the entire paragraph. Then you have CD, which is a concrete detail, a specific quote, fact, illustration, or evidence used to support the topic sentence. Typically, you're going to have at least two concrete details per paragraph. Then commentary, CM, directly follows the concrete detail and provides commentary, which is opinion, analysis, interpretation on the connection between the concrete detail and the topic sentence. And then your concluding sentence is the last sentence that summarizes the paragraph and then transitions into the next. All right, so this is kind of how it flows. You have one topic sentence, one concrete detail, and then a commentary on that concrete detail. Then you have another concrete detail, commentary on that concrete detail, and another commentary on that concrete detail. And then one concluding sentence. And I forgot to mention, if you look, there's two commentaries per concrete detail. So make sure that your paragraph is usually around at least 8 sentences. You can have more concrete details, but it does need to follow this form. When writing the commentary, I like to ask, how does this quote or concrete detail support the topic sentence, and why does it support the topic sentence? So this is an example, and as you can see, it is color-coded. And this only has one concrete detail, so it only has 2 commentaries. The women of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility inhabit a world in which marriage is the most important event in their lives. So that's what this paragraph is going to be about. Our concrete detail: when Mrs. Jennings first appears, the reader is told that she had only 2 daughters, both of which she had lived to see respectably married, and she had now therefore nothing to do but marry all the rest of the world. This supports the topic sentence because Mrs. Jennings' attitude makes it clear how important marriage was to the women of Jane Austen's world. Because she has no career or work, an upper-class mother had no responsibilities other than to see that her children were married well. Indeed, this was the only way a mother could ensure that her daughters would be taken care of. All right, so as you can see, it's explaining Mrs. Jennings' quote and how it applies to marriage being the most important event in their lives. And then this yellow is really hard to read, but the central role marriage plays in Mrs. Jennings' quote illuminates the limited options women of the period had if they wanted to be involved in matters outside their own domestic duties. I'm not going to read all of them to you, but we'll go to the next example and you can take a look at that. When you are writing your draft, if you want to color code it this way, this is great. That would be great. I also have some graphic organizers that I will include if you'd like. Just kind of let me know if you're struggling with this, and I will go ahead and post those. But until I hear from y'all, I'll let you try to tackle this on your own. This right here, again, another example. These examples that only have the one concrete detail, remember that you are going to need, trying to go back, all right, well, you need at least 2 concrete details when I ask you to write a paragraph for an assignment. All right, well, I hope that this has been informative, and as always, reach out if you have any questions.